Hi everyone. I am very happy to welcome you all to Dr. JJ's Virtual Academy of Commerce. Now let us get into the topic for this video. In this video, I am going to take you through yet another problem related to funds flow statement. Of course, funds flow statement is not really very popular in many other countries. But in India, it is still being used by the business enterprises because of its utility. Now let us get into the details of the problem given here. Prepare a funds flow statement from the following balance sheets of X Limited as of 31st March 2017 and 31st March 2018. So for 2 consecutive years, we are given with the balance sheets of X Limited. In that 2018 is supposed to be the current year according to the problem. 2017 is the previous year. Now let us get into the details of liabilities for the years 2017 and 2018. Share capital, of course, there is no change in its value. It is 4,50,000 and the same 4,50,000 we find in the current year also. General reserve, we find 3 lakh rupees opening balance, but the closing is increased by 10,000 rupees. Profit and loss account, 56,000, 68,000. Creditors, which is a current liability, the opening value of creditors is 1,68,000 and the closing is 1,34,000. Mortgage loan is a non-current liability, opening nil but closing balance is 2,70,000 rupees. Therefore, it's a new loan. Provision for taxation 75,000, closing balance 10,000 rupees. Now let us get into the details of assets. Fixed assets 4 lakh rupees and 3,20,000 rupees. Investments 50,000 rupees and the closing is 60,000 rupees. Stock, debtors, bank, these 3 are current assets which are to be channelized through schedule of changes in working capital. Now let us get into the details of additional information. Number 1, investments costing 8,000 rupees were sold for 8,500. So what is the meaning? They have sold investment costing 8,000 for 8,500. Therefore, they have earned a profit of 500 rupees in this transaction. And further investments were purchased during the current year for 18,000 rupees. So after selling a portion of the investments during the current year, they have also bought another lot of investments for 18,000 rupees. The net profit for the year was 62,000 rupees. After charging depreciation on fixed assets 70,000 rupees for the year and provision for taxation of 10,000 rupees. Therefore, they have calculated net profit of 62,000 rupees after deducting depreciation on fixed assets to the value of 70,000 and after making provision for taxation to the value of 10,000 rupees. See, in this problem, I would say you can ignore the 62,000 which is the profit made during the current year because it is assumed that the profit made during the current year has been already clubbed with the P&L account balances that are presented in the problem. But we will consider the depreciation provided on fixed assets and provision for taxation made. That would be channelized through the respective ledger accounts. Now the third one is about during the year, part of fixed assets costing 10,000 was disposed for 12,000. So they have sold a fixed asset with the value of 10,000 for an amount of 12,000 rupees. Therefore, they will earn a profit of 2,000 rupees on the sale of this particular fixed asset. And the profit was included in the P&L account. Therefore, the profit has been calculated after incorporating the profit earned through sale of fixed assets, which is amounted 2,000 rupees according to additional information number 3. Number 4, dividend paid during the year amounted 40,000 rupees. The dividend before it is paid has to be appropriated from the profit. Therefore, it has to be recorded in the adjusted P&L account followed by the same amount when it is paid as dividend to the shareholders. It will be recorded as application of funds in the funds flow statement. Now, considering the limitation of time of the viewers, I have given the outcome of schedule of changes in working capital. You can very well prepare it at your own. If you want to know how to prepare schedule of changes in working capital, kindly access my playlist titled Funds Flow Analysis. There you find a couple of videos which are specifically meant for preparation of schedule of changes in working capital. the outcome of the schedule of changes in working capital is nothing but increase in working capital amounted 2,97,000 rupees. But however, I quickly explain the few aspects related to step number 1, schedule of changes in working capital. Regarding stock, we find decrease in the value of stock, it will stand for decrease in working capital. Sundry debtors, increase in sundry debtors would stand for increase in working capital. Bank, increase in bank balance would stand for increase in working capital. Fine. Regarding current liability, creditors, you find decrease in the current liability named creditors. Decrease in the current liability would stand for increase in working capital. So, considering the changes in these 4 items, you can very well calculate the increase in working capital amounted 2,97,000 rupees. Now let us get into the second step, which is nothing but preparation of ledger accounts. Provision for taxation account is the first ledger account I have opened, because you find this particular item in the liability side. You don't require to bother about these aspects with regard to preparation of ledger accounts. For capital, there is no change, so forget about it. General reserve, you don't require to open ledger account for general reserve. P&L account, of course, going to be the opening and closing balances in the adjusted profit and loss account. And this is the current liability. This is very simple mortgage loan. We have borrowed a new mortgage loan amounted 2,70,000 during the current year. That will be taken over to funds flow statement. Therefore, we will open provision for taxation ledger account. This is being a credit item. Let us write the opening balance in the credit side of the ledger. By balance brought down 75,000, to balance carried out 10,000 rupees. Now, do you find any additional information in relation to provision for taxation? Yes. Provision for taxation made during the year is amounted 10,000. Therefore, what is the journal entry? Adjusted profit and loss account debtor to provision for taxation is a journal entry for making provision for taxation during the current year. That is recorded. Now, opening 75,000. We have now brought in 10 more thousand rupees from the profit and loss account. Totally, the closing is expected to be 85,000 if nothing else has been taken place in relation to taxation. But what is the actual closing? 10,000. We expected 85,000 rupees of closing, but the actual is only 10,000. Therefore, we find 75,000 rupees is missing from this ledger, which is nothing but tax paid. So, to cash, that's nothing but tax paid. This is a hidden information we have come to know preparing provision for taxation ledger account. Now let us get into the assets. We find fixed assets. Yeah, let us open fixed assets ledger account, and followed by we will also open investment ledger account in this problem, because you find a part of the investment is sold with the profit, then they have bought another lot of investments in the current year. Since you find sale as well as purchase of investment taken place in this problem, let us open a separate ledger account for investments also. Now let us first think of the fixed assets account. Fixed assets being an asset, let us write the opening balance of fixed assets in the debit side. What is that opening balance? 4 lakh rupees. Closing 3 lakh 20,000. So to balance brought down 4 lakh, by balance carried out 3 lakh 20,000. We were informed through the problem that during the year, part of the fixed assets costing 10,000 but sold for 12,000 rupees. Therefore, what is the journal entry for selling fixed asset at a profit? Cash account at 12,000 rupees to fixed assets account 12,000. But what is the cost of the fixed asset sold? Only 10,000. Therefore, we have to pass another entry for taking away the profit element from fixed assets account and record it in the P&L account. The second entry would be, what is that? Fixed assets account debtor to adjusted profit and loss account. This is for the profit element of 2,000. Let us record these two entries. The first entry, cash account debtor to fixed assets account. This is for sale of fixed assets amounted 12,000 rupees, 12,000 rupees. What is that? So, by cash 12,000 to fixed assets 12,000. Now, let us record the profit element with regard to this account. What is that? Fixed assets account, debtor to adjusted profit and loss account 2,000, 2,000. So, this is for recording the profit element. Do you find any other item in relation to fixed assets account? No. If you now tally the account, this account is properly tallied with a total of 4,02,000 rupees. Now let us open investment account. Investment being an asset, let us record the opening balance in the debit side. To balance brought down, by balance carried down. To balance brought down amounted 50,000 rupees, by balance carried down amounted 60,000 rupees. We were informed through the adjustment that they have sold investment costing 8,000 for 8,500 rupees. This is the first one. In addition to that, they have also bought new investment for 18,000 rupees. Let us record these two transactions. Number one, for selling investment for a value of 8,000 rupees, what is the journal entry? Cash account debtor to investment 8,500. Now let us separate the profit element of 500 rupees from this account and transfer it to adjusted P&L account. What is the journal entry? Investment account debtor to adjusted profit and loss account 500. Now, let us pass a journal entry for the purchase of new investment. Investment account debtor to cash account 18,000. This is for the purchase of investment. Now, if you find the details of the ledger account, it is tallied with a total of 68,500. Now, let us open adjusted profit and loss account, which is the last ledger account, and simultaneously let us also open the funds flow statement. If you look at the opening and closing values of profit which are given in the balance sheet, the opening is 56,000, closing is 68,000. So what is that? By balance brought down 56,000, to balance carried down 68,000. So we simply record the opening and closing balances of profit which are given in the balance sheet. We ignore the profit element which is stated in the additional information. This is one way of solving funds flow statement. Now let us get into the ledger accounts to pick up the items which are connected with the adjusted profit and loss account. They could be either non-fund or non-operating or non-fund and non-operating. Provision for taxation account debtor to cash. This is an item of what? Application of funds. So let us simultaneously record the aspects related to funds flow statement also. So this is recorded there. Then here, adjusted profit and loss account debtor to provision for taxation. This is for making provision towards taxation this year. So adjusted profit and loss account debtor to provision for tax 10,000. That's all. So the aspects with regard to provision for taxation have been recorded both in the adjusted P&L account and in the funds flow statement. Now let us look at the next ledger account. If you refer the credit side of fixed assets account, adjusted profit and loss account debtor to fixed assets, this is for the depreciation of 70,000 rupees on fixed assets made during the current year. To depreciation on fixed assets 70,000. The next one, cash. This is for the sale of fixed assets, which is a source of fund. So sale of fixed asset is recorded in the sources of fund, amounted 12,000 rupees. Then look at the debit side of the fixed assets account. Number one, fixed assets account debtor to adjusted P&L account. This is for the profit element on the sale of fixed asset. So how it is recorded? By profit on sale of fixed assets 2,000. Now let us get into the next ledger account, investment account. Here you find sale of investment for a value of 8,500, which is a source of the fund. So sale of investment 8,500 rupees recorded in the sources side. Now here you find we separate the profit element on the sale of investment, which is transferred to profit and loss account, which is a non-operating income. What is the journal entry? Investment account debtor to adjusted P&L account. So my profit on sale of investment 500, that is also recorded. Now they have bought new investment for a value of 18,000. This is an application of fund. Therefore, it has to be recorded in the application side. The tax paid is already recorded. Now the second item of application is nothing but purchase of investment 18,000. Therefore, we have covered this particular ledger also. Let us now go through the items of the liabilities. Share capital, there is no change in the value of share capital. General reserve, we find there is an increase of 10,000 rupees in general reserve, which means that during the current year, the business has transferred 10,000 rupees of profit towards general reserve. So what is that? To transfer to general reserve 10,000 rupees. Fine, that's recorded. And the next one, this is opening and closing balance of the P&L account. Then this is a current liability. Now mortgage loan, they have borrowed a new loan in the name of mortgage loan for a value of 2,70,000, which is nothing but sources of fund. So it is recorded in the sources side, 2,70,000 rupees mortgage loan borrowed. Anything else here? Regarding provision for taxation, we already opened a ledger account. So whatever related to adjusted P&L account and funds flow statement in connection with the taxation have been already recorded. So let us not worry about it. For fixed assets also, we opened a separate ledger account. Therefore, the aspects related to fixed assets which will have impact in adjusted P&L account and funds flow statement have been recorded. Then regarding investment, yes, we already opened a separate ledger account for investments as well. So the purchase and sale of investments have been properly recorded, and the profit on sale of investment is also recorded in the adjusted P&L account. And the remaining three are current assets, which would have been channelized through schedule of changes in working capital. Now let us look at this one. This investment sale and purchase is already recorded. Fine. Then the next one, net profit for the year 62,000. I said you don't have to worry about this figure, you can ignore. And the next one is what? Depreciation on fixed assets 70,000 rupees. Yes, it has been channelized through the fixed assets account, and therefore that is also recorded. And provision for taxation has been channelized through provision for taxation ledger account. So that is also already recorded. And what is the third additional information? It is in relation to sale of a portion of fixed assets with a profit of 2,000, and that is also channelized through fixed assets ledger account. Therefore, it has been already recorded both in adjusted P&L account and funds flow statement. What is this? The last one. This is yet to be recorded. Dividend paid during the year amounted 40,000. The dividend paid should be first declared, then it could be paid. Therefore, what is the entry for declaring dividend here? Adjusted profit and loss account to dividend declared. So it should be appropriated from profit, and then only it could be paid. Now for making payment of dividend, let us record it in the application side of funds flow statement. What is that? Dividend paid. Before we close the adjusted P&L account and funds flow statement, we have gone through all the ledger accounts and items of liabilities, assets in the balance sheet, plus the additional information provided. Now we are ready for closing the adjusted profit and loss account. If you close this account, you come to know the funds from operations amounted 1,39,500. That 1,39,500 funds from operation is a source of fund, and therefore it is recorded in the sources side of funds flow statement. Increase in working capital is a result of schedule of changes in working capital. Increase in working capital is an item of application of funds. You can assume that could be recorded. It is amounted 2,97,000. Now we could see the funds flow statement gets tallied with the total of 4,30,000 rupees on either side of the statement. I hope I have done my job up to a level of satisfaction. Thanks for your time to watch this video. I will meet you in another video. Thank you for your support as well. Good luck.